have the bell ringer today. Get your brains moving a little bit this morning, all right, before we get started. Just 2 to 3 sentences, doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just gonna do that real quick, and then when you're done, if you could, please flip your notes over so that you're done, all right? And then I believe Mrs. Pittman decided you guided notes today. All we're gonna be doing is our guided notes and go through the presentation. You guys are just gonna fill along as we go through, okay? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, guided notes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you got it. You guys have the guided notes as well. Just be able to sign it this morning. Just make sure everybody. No, that's yours. Don't worry about that. You're right. That's what you think. What do you think is good? Could be. Whatever you think. Not gonna be right or wrong. Yes, sir. Yep.
There are. Hey, what's today, March? What?
Good boys? Good over here? Oh, you're already doing that? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry. Just go. I'm sorry, I'll be more.
No.
It's okay.
First round, they would have to smack like Dodgers. Yes. Omaha is in Audubon. If you know what that is, it's like an Audubon.
On Google Classroom. I just added it.
Are we thinking? Are we thinking? Right? So am I.
Alright. You got one done? Right.
I got one.
Get one more done. One more done.
I don't even know what this means.
Do the other part of the bell ringer. Doesn't gotta be right. What you think? You got something. There's no planes, no cars back there. So why do you think rivers would be really
So they can transportation.
There you go, there you go. They can make boats, you're correct on that.
All the way to the. Are you filming right now? Like, she's not
Alright. Looks like most of us are done with our bell ringer, so.
Okay, thanks, man.
You guys aren't, it's okay. But I need to, guys, pay attention real quick. Real quick. Make sure you keep that paper because at the end, when we're done with our guided notes, we're gonna go ahead and do the exit, okay? So just follow along as I'm going with the presentation. You can fill out your guided notes. Please, everybody, got your guided notes. That'd be for the best. You got your guided notes. We're gonna go along with the presentation. Fill them out as you go. If anybody is behind, please feel free to raise your hand or tell me. We can take as much time as we need. We may not get done with them all today, which is perfectly fine. But we're doing it, okay? Alright, everybody good? Okay. First slide. The Louisiana Purchase and westward expansion. That's going to be learning about today. Okay. So it was the one of the most important land deals probably in the history of the United States in our country. All right. And it's the second biggest land deal actually in history and the biggest in ours. So
Great.
Into a little bit here. Okay, two essential questions. You guys will have this on your guided notes. You guys can fill this out as we go through. But we're going to be learning about this. Why was New Orleans so important? Okay, the port of New Orleans. And why was Louisiana Purchase a positive for Americans as a whole? Okay, in our country. We were very early on, right? So why would it be very important for us to make this purchase? Okay. So let's talk about some early expansion in the U.S. at the time. Okay, so there's this idea in the beginning of the U.S. that we are trying to pretty much win the continent in a way, right? We win all of North America, but we're fighting. But at the same time, what you can see is that before the Louisiana Purchase, which is in 1803, we have other states that are gaining sovereignty too, right? So in 1792, Kentucky becomes statehood. Tennessee gets its statehood in 1796. Okay, so we're starting to move along there. And then of course, everybody here lives in Ohio, and Ohio gets its statehood in 1803. And then we can talk a little bit too. So as of now, this is us, right? This map right here, I wish you guys could see it a little better, but it's a map of all the states when they get statehood. But as of here, go to the next slide. We can see it a little better. This is all the territories that we got, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about how Louisiana and the rest of America here isn't in our control yet, right? All we have the original 13 colonies, and then we have some other territories, okay? So the thing is the colony of Louisiana, at first, it's not ours, it's French, okay? Well, it changes hands from French to Spain, and then Napoleon becomes emperor of France, and of course, it goes back into the hands of the French. So they have it in 1803, but we really want it. So, and then of course, you can see too, we're definitely not the only people in America. Russia still has Alaska, which we'll get. Spain, and there's a little bit piece right here that it's still coming off too. So, well, is everybody good with their notes? Everybody kind of follow along? We fill out stuff so far. Good, good, good. Okay, the West in the 1800s. Okay, so also understanding something else too. This isn't just settled by Europeans, right? We also have Native Americans that were here long before we were. And you kind of can see too here the complexity of what's going on in America at the time too, because we still have so many different parties playing to try to gain control of America, right? And it makes sense. And we'll talk a little bit about why here you would want some of this land. And I think on your guided notes too, the land, many settlers and many people at the time consider what was west to be the land between Appalachian, the Appalachian Mountains right here, and the Mississippi River. So out here is kind of a really unexplored territory, right? Sort of just completely wild, no one really knows anything about it. And then later, you know, we'll send an expedition here with Lewis and Clark, but you guys learn about that.
Friday. I learned about that Friday.
Okay. Yes, sir, I can. Everybody doing good so far? Everybody get the guide notes on? Good now? Anybody else? I'm waiting. We got plenty of time. These are the Appalachian Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are all the way over here. We haven't been here yet as Americans. We're still kind of sitting here. This is our territory. You have the original 13 colonies. Then you have the Indiana territory, you have another territory here. And again, this is in control of the French at the time, in 1804, right? And the rest of this, Spain is here. And I don't remember who's here, but then you have Great Britain and stuff buying the territory up in.
Spanish.
Everybody good? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the importance of New Orleans and why, just in general, that we would want the Louisiana Purchase. Why would it be good for us? So it was already under Bellringer, and a lot of you guys made this point earlier, which is a great point. Why would it be? Why do you guys think it would be important at a time when there's no planes, right? There's no cars. Why would it be important to want a major port city like this in New Orleans?
Because, like, since there's a lot, like, there's, like, the Ohio River, the Mississippi River, boats can travel through and, like, drop people off, and, like, they can, like, transport, like, goods, like, food, and, like, they can carry, like, valuable stuff.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, he's absolutely right. So trade and travel are going to be two of the biggest reasons that that the Louisiana Purchase is going to become so profitable. And such a great investment by Thomas Jefferson, right? Because at the time, you don't have big cargo planes, you don't have semi-trucks, you don't have any of this stuff. Well, what you have to rely on instead is river systems, right? So, of course, you guys, we know where New Orleans is in Louisiana. So, New Orleans is the biggest port city that we end up getting through the Louisiana Purchase. And this is extremely valuable for us because at the time, the port city had been closed off to us, right? This is on your guide notes, I think, a little bit farther down. But the port city gets closed off to us by Spain because Spain has what? They have all this over here, right? So we're all vying for control of this area. So they close off the port. Why do you think they close off the port to us? Because we're all vying for control of America. Why do you think it'd be in their best interest to close that port off and not let us have any trade in New Orleans? I would think. Good, maybe. Trevor, what do we think? Why do you think Spain wouldn't let us use the port in New Orleans? If we're all vying for control of the Americas, what do you think? Is anything? Why would they do that?
Because like the wind.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, right. It's a power play. It's a power move, right? We do it in modern politics now, right? We put sanctions, like President Trump talks about putting sanctions or putting tariffs on somebody, right? So it's the same thing. All they're trying to do is pretty much a political play, not let us use the port and hurt our economy, right? So this is a big deal for us. We want this port, and not just only do we want this port, What goes right through here into New Orleans? Mississippi River, yes, absolutely. And that's important too because there's tons of outposts and different trading routes right there. It's a massive trade route. Now, we're gonna talk about, this is my short king right here, my guy. We're gonna talk about Napoleon and New Orleans because who has Louisiana in 1803? The French. So, Emperor of France at the time, of course, we're upset that Spain closed off the shipping ports. Well, in 1803, the French ended up getting back New Orleans. So we decide. So we're angry. Everyone's upset. And Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson, gets the opportunity to buy Louisiana, right? All that massive swath of land. Well, we're going to run into some issues with that. But first, we're going to talk about why Napoleon. Go back. If I'm going a little too fast, guys, you can let me know.
16, is that good?
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's all I need.